Well, hello and welcome to this special coming to you live from Ground Zero. This is Pallekele right behind me, the ground where India versus Pakistan is going to start in a short while from now. Why do I say it's going to start in a short while from now? That's because, good news, it's not raining here. Yes, it's cloudy. You've got the grey skies above me. It is expected to rain later in the day, they say. But the good news is it hasn't rained at all since the beginning of this day in Pallekele. And it's expected to start on time. So that's the good news. You might see that the ground right now, if you're watching live visuals, you might just see the ground covered. But that's a precautionary step that they've taken. Right now, it's completely dry. At best, what you call the rain that is happening right now is spitting. It's not even a drizzle, it's less than that. So in fact, if it was to stay like this, the game should start on time. In fact, I was here yesterday throughout the duration of the day for a good 7 hours, and it was not raining. It remained overcast. Grey clouds were there, but it did not rain. So that's great news if you are getting up to watching that India versus Pakistan encounter, which starts at 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The update that we're giving you right now is that it is expected to start on right time. In fact, the first inning you might even see uninterrupted. What happens later, we'll keep updating you. So let's now get down to business. Let's take a look at the strategies, the playing 11, weather update I've already given you. Sunil Gavaskar will be joining us live on the program. We'll also take you to various parts of the country and try and gauge the reaction of the fans there, how they are prepping up to watching this very crucial encounter. All the talk was around the pressure in these such crucial clashes. What both captains reiterated was the fact that they have a bigger tournament to play. It's the Asia Cup that they're looking at, and possibly India-Pakistan will of course clash for the second time, may possibly clash for the third time in this particular tournament before they take on each other in that crucial World Cup game. So they want to look at the macro picture, both captains, the tournament, and not just specific to this India versus Pakistan encounter. Just to let you know, this is right behind me, the Pallekele International Stadium. This is the entry, and just a short while ago, we had the Indian team bus about 15-20 minutes ago go past this gate to the other gate, which is right there, which is where the teams have entered from. About 10 minutes after the Indian team, the Pakistan team bus has also just crossed from here. So both teams are at ground, which is an indication that you are going to see a start on time. As I speak, there is a slight drizzle, a very slight drizzle, but I don't think it's the kind of drizzle that is going to push a game late or delay the toss. It doesn't seem to be that sort of a drizzle. It's what you call spitting that's happening at the moment. That is a common feature that we get to see in Pallekele here, and that is what is going to continue to happen through the day. It should not have any impact on the match. You can see a lot of fans turning up. Pakistani fans, you can see the Indian tricolour right behind me. So for the last 1 hour or so, lots of fans turning up, and I caught up with a few fans just a few minutes ago, both from India and from Pakistan, and these are their thoughts. कैंडी में सुबह से बारिश हो रही थी, मैंने लगातार आपको लाइव रिपोर्ट्स भेजी, लेकिन पल्लेखेले में फिलहाल बारिश नहीं हो रही, हल्की सी बूंदाबांदी, वो भी अभी शुरू हुई है. मैं यहाँ करीब 15-20 मिनट से हूँ, तब तो बिल्कुल ड्राई था, अभी हल्की सी बूंदाबांदी है. आप ऊपर आसमान में देखेंगे तो काले बादल हैं, घने काले बादल हैं, थ्रेटनिंग क्लाउड्स हैं, जिनसे लगता है कि बारिश हो सकती है. लेकिन कल भी मैं यहाँ था पूरे दिन, करीब 3 बजे से लेकर 10 बजे तक, तो उन 7 घंटों में भी इसी तरह के हालात थे, लेकिन बारिश बहुत कम हुई थी. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इस तरह से हुई थी, इतनी बारिश जिससे मैच नहीं रुकता, उस तरह की बारिश आपको पल्लेकल में देखने को मिलती है. कैंडी में ज़्यादा बारिश होती है, तो ये अच्छा संकेत है. अगर थोड़ी बारिश होती भी है तो कुछ समय के लिए मैच रुकेगा, ज़्यादा समय के लिए नहीं. फिलहाल मैं आपको माहौल दिखा दूं कि देखिए फैंस तो यहाँ आ गए सारे. इंडिया, इनको तो आप पहचानते होंगे, इनको आप पहचानते हैं, हर जगह पहुँच जाते हैं. इंडिया के बहुत बड़े फ़ैन हैं, MS धोनी के बहुत बड़े फ़ैन हैं. क्या होगा भी आज? बिल्कुल जी, पूरा जोश है, और हम यहाँ बाहर से ही बोल रहे हैं, टुडे टीम इंडिया विन, कम ऑन रोहित. यार आपकी आवाज़ इतनी बुलंद है, आप तो अकेले ही काफ़ी हैं बहुत पाकिस्तानी. बिल्कुल पाजी, बिल्कुल आज वन मैन आर्मी, धोनी पाजी, कम ऑन, धोनी 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 पाजी की भी दुआ है. चलिए, धोनी नहीं है पर धोनी के फैंस की कमी नहीं है, जैसे आपने देखा. इनको आप जानते हैं. सर आपसे एक आपका जो लिबास है ना, मुझे बहुत पसंद आया. ये आप मुझे थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, ये क्या है, ये टोपी के मतलब कहाँ से आती है ये?
यानी कि ये मेरी 2 फुट लंबी हाइट की कैप है, और जितनी ऊंची शान मेरे पाकिस्तान की है, उतनी बड़ी मैं कैप बनवाता हूँ, मैं पूरे दुनिया में पाकिस्तान को रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ। ये मेरा एक अलग गेटअप है और अरबी मैंने लिबास पहनता हूँ जो मुझे पसंद है।
What do you reckon? Have you spoken to the rain gods? Have you been praying since morning? Will your prayers be answered?
आज मत आइयो, कल आ जाइयो, लेकिन आज मत आइयो। बारिश आप मत आइयो।
नहीं आएगी कि आएगी? आपको क्या लगा? गट
नहीं
फीलिंग
आएगी।
क्या है?
गट तो है कि आएगी, but I'm always on the other side, you know. I have a feeling because there's something.
मैच होगा यार। ये आपकी टोपी मुझे बड़ी अच्छी लगी है। इनकी मैं टोपी आपको दिखाता हूँ। एक तरफ देखिए पाकिस्तान फ्लैग है, दूसरी तरफ इंडिया का फ्लैग लगा है।
फ्रेंडशिप है, क्रिकेट की जीत होनी चाहिए, दोस्ती की जीत होनी चाहिए।
आई लव योर हैट। इनके हैट पे देखिए लिखा है हैंड्स ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप। इन्होंने टोपी बड़ी अच्छी सी बनाई हुई है। पाकिस्तान का फ्लैग है, एक तरफ इंडिया का फ्लैग है। आइडिया क्या था इसके पीछे?
दोस्ती, अमन। क्रिकेट हमेशा प्रमोट करता है पीस को।
वो सबसे यही होगा कि इंडिया जीतेगा। अगर बाय चांस वी डोंट विन, दैट द चांसेस आर वेरी लेस, तो 10th को देख लेंगे।
10th को देख लेंगे।
यस यस यस, बट मौका इस बारी टीम बराबर है। इस टाइम 50-50 है, देयर इज नो 49-50 एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी ऑल फ्रॉम इंडिया हैव कम हियर टू सपोर्ट आवर टीम। जीते हारे, क्रिकेट शुड विन और टीम इंडिया 101% will win.
Okay, coming to you live from the Palakkale International Stadium in central Sri Lanka. India versus Pakistan. Less than an hour to go from now. You can hear the dhols beating behind me. You can see the Indian tricolor. You can even see some Pakistani flag as the fans start to trickle inside the stadium. They've been coming in hordes for the last hour or so that I've been here. The good news once again, no rain so far. Let's also take you across to India and try and find out how the fans in India are getting up to watching this particular encounter. Let's take you to Mumbai first. Mustafa, my colleague, joins us from Mumbai. Mustafa, tell us what you see around you at the moment. Okay, we'll try and take you to Mustafa in a short while from now. Let's take you to Patna. Aditya Vaibhav now joins us live from there. Aditya, can you feel the excitement around you? Are fans looking forward?
Well, exactly, Nikhil. As far as Patna is concerned, you can clearly see that the children out here, they are totally excited and they are carrying the tricolor as well as, and they are chanting for Team India. We'll try to talk to some of them and try to understand what do they hope for this match. क्या लगता है, क्या होना है?
होना क्या है, इंडिया जीत जाएगा।
आप लोग इसी के लिए यहाँ चैंटिंग्स कर रहे हैं।
हाँ,
आप बताएं क्या उम्मीद है, इसके पहले क्या हुआ है और पाकिस्तान से किस प्लेयर को ज्यादा फोकस करने की जरूरत है इंडिया टीम को?
इंडिया टीम को सारे प्लेयर को फोकस करने की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का मैच होता है तो मतलब टक्कर का मुकाबला होता है, तो इंडिया के 11 प्लेयर को मतलब पूरा 110% देना होगा, तभी इंडिया जीत पाएगी।
So that being said, you can clearly see in the visuals that the children out here, they are totally excited and they are also wearing cricket gear and also they are making chantings for the victory of India. And interesting to note here is the fact that Saturday has been quite eventful as far as the entire sequence is concerned, but then you can clearly see that the excitement categorically prevails.
Okay, Aditya, thank you so much for those updates from Patna. Yes, you could, you know, I'm miles away from you in a different country, but I can feel that excitement even that you're feeling at the moment in Patna. Of course, the excitement here in Sri Lanka is clearly just next level, because this is where the live action is going to start in a short while from now. Okay, Savai Raj, my colleague from Bangalore, also joins us live. Savai Raj, tell us, I know Bangaloreans love their cricket. You know, they treat Virat Kohli as their very own. How's it in Bangalore at the moment?
Yeah, Virat Kohli is our own and he is our Bengaluru boy for the people, especially the RCB fans. We are at Karnataka Institute of Cricket, and we have seen that people are quite excited. We are with a few budding cricketers here, and she plays for Pondicherry State, if I'm not wrong. How excited we are? Who are the players that we have to look forward for in this India-Pakistan match?
I mean, I'm obviously super excited to wait for India-Pakistan game. I am especially waiting
So I'm very excited to see what he has to deliver today.
Comeback man Bumrah.
Bumrah definitely comeback man Bumrah. Very excited to see him.
Who else will have an impact on this in this
I
match?
think Shaheen Afridi also. I think I am looking forward to watch him bowl as well.
Okay. And how excited you are? Who's your favorite player?
Actually, I'm so excited to watch the deadly trio, Shami, Bumrah and Siraj. So I'm so excited to watch Bumrah's comeback.
Okay. Who's your favorite player?
It's Rohit Sharma. I'm waiting for his, he's a doubleton man. I'm waiting for his doubleton again. So hope he plays well. And of course, yes, man of the hour, as Likidi said, Virat Kohli. And Pakistan also has a stronger side. Like we have Nazim Shah, Haris Rauf and people like that. So yeah, it's going to be a great contest. So India and Pakistan, like always an exciting match to watch. So hope for the best.
And do you think that this excitement will remain till the World Cup as well? You have a bigger match in Ahmedabad and this is just a beginning of that.
Definitely. I do agree to that. I think this could set a good platform for the Indian team for the upcoming World Cup games.
Do you think Virat Kohli is going to perform, our Bengaluru man, RCB man?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see him smash the Pakistani bowlers all over the stadium.
And people will still remember the 2020 match which was being played in Australia, Melbourne.
Yeah, of course, they will remember that. Yeah, definitely India will win this time. We will look for our best.
Okay, remember last time when India played against Pakistan, Virat Kohli was a man of the hour at that point of time who helped India to win the match, and definitely even this time, our RCB and our local man, Virat Kohli, will be one of the players who have to be looked out in this particular match, and that's what the people are going to cheer here from Bengaluru.
Jai Hind.
Okay.
Shivairaj, we've got now lots of Indian fans. Just let me show you the color that's been.
Thailand.
Okay.
India. Thailand.
Okay.
Come here to see match.
Okay. Just let me see the India flag. Let me see Let me see the. You got some special songs? What are you going to play when you're there?
We will play भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है, सबसे प्यारा गुलिस्तान हमारा. मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला, मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला, तेरे प्यार के लिए. जीतेगा भाई, जीतेगा. इंडिया जीतेगा.
Runs कौन बनाने वाला है? Who's going to be getting the runs?
Virat,
Okay.
Subman Gill,
Okay.
and Hitman.
Man.
I would say time and again, Virat is such a big match player, especially against Pakistanis. Melbourne saw history getting created. Eden Gardens saw history getting created. And the big matches bring Virat's best pressure out. I think Siraj along with Virat will be the game changers in today's game.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good game. All the very best.
आज जिस देश का नेता मोदी जी हो तो वो जीतेगा ही.
Okay, thank you so much.
Pata ki jai ho.
Have a good game.
गणपति बप्पा मोरया. गणपति बप्पा.
Okay, you can see the excitement levels. I'll only advise them
Thailand से आया हूँ
to
मैं.
keep that energy going. You will need more of that energy. Yeah, okay, great.
But
I'm
Indian.
live right now. I'm live right now.
yes.
So I just advise them that I hope they can keep their energy going. At the moment, you can see it's all building up right behind me. India versus Pakistan. Lots of fans right there. You all heading towards the stadium. You can even see a lot of Pakistani fans also here. Sunil Gavaskar joins us live, as well as Harbhajan Singh. So let's just break down the game with Mr. Gavaskar and Harbhajan. Sahi bhai, let's start with the conditions here. What I can report live from Palakale, that it's overcast but no rain as of now. We saw that game that took place here, that one match that has happened in the tournament so far between Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. It was a spin-friendly track, not really assisting stroke makers. How do you see this particular aspect of this ground play out today?
Actually, it won't matter that much because look, both the teams will rely mainly on their new ball attack. Both the teams have a terrific new ball attack, so I would imagine that they would depend more on their new ball attack.
1 minute. Interview this guy. Babu, come. Just. आयो बाबू लाइव है. जीतेगा जीतेगा.
Guys, please let me do. Okay, I think we're having a bit of an issue with Mr. Gavaskar's line at the moment. We'll try and rectify that, fix that, and bring Mr. Gavaskar back live on the broadcast. But Harbhajan Singh is also there with us. Harbhajan, what do you reckon? The same question that I asked Mr. Gavaskar. Looking at the conditions here, they aren't really very conducive to a lot of stroke play. You are not going to see a lot of big totals here. Which team does that favor more?
Well, I really don't know, to be honest, what all the condition will be. Condition might change. You never know whether Team India will be served the same pitch or will it be a different pitch altogether. Because it's a India-Pakistan game, people would like to see the runs has been scored from both the side. And of course, that's what I believe, that pitch will be different, pitch will be better. So keeping that in mind, I think India have got brilliant batting lineup. There's no doubt about it. But on the other side, when we look at Pakistan, they have got brilliant bowling lineup. So it's a great sort of match, where Indian batters will be tested by the Pakistani fast bowlers, and it's vice versa. So it's a match which is always going to be a big one, and India-Pakistan is always a pressure game. So I hope that India team win the toss and get that early momentum. That's all I can say. That early momentum will help them to get the right result.
Okay, you heard it from Harbhajan Singh. He says that maybe you'll get a very different pitch now for this particular encounter than the one that you saw in that Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh game. Sahi bhai, sorry, we lost your line earlier, so I'll try and take that question to you. I asked that to Harbhajan about the slow conditions here. If they are to be like that, which team will it favor more?
Well, you've got to go with your strength. What is your bowling strength? And I think both the teams understand that their bowling strength is the new ball attack. They're fast bowlers. So I don't think they'll be thinking too much about the pitch. They'll only be thinking about picking the best possible options who will take wickets and contain the batters. And with that in view, I don't see the spinners getting much of a role, in the sense, yes, of course, somebody like a Jadeja will come in pretty handy. Maybe, even Kuldeep Yadav will get the ball to turn. Being a wrist spinner, doesn't matter what the surface is. Wrist spinners get the ball to turn on any surface. So my feeling is that it'll probably be still the new ball attack that will dominate for as far as both the teams are concerned.
Okay. Harbhajan, we were looking at the record between the two teams. In recent time, we just saw, I'm just taking a look at the last 4 encounters, and it's even Stevens, 2 to India, 2 to Pakistan. With that in mind, who do you think has the edge right now going into this encounter?
Well, I think both the team have the edge. Last when they met was in the World Cup. That was in England in 19. So now they're meeting in 50 overs format after almost 4 years time, and it's a match which always people will remember for nerves. I've played a lot of India-Pakistan games, so basically it'll come down to the nerves. People team which hold their nerves better than the others will come as a champion. So I hope it's India.
Okay, I can understand Harbhajan Singh really not sticking his neck out because he knows it's going to be a close encounter. Sahi, I'll take that question to you. Last decade or so, or till at least a few years ago, we saw that there was a gulf between the Indian and the Pakistan team. The Indian team seemed to be having a wood over the Pakistan team. Do you think that scenario has kind of changed in the last couple of years, as we just spoke about? It's 2-all from that 2021 T20 World Cup in the games that they've played, the 4 games across formats. It's 2-all. Do you think that edge is now gone that India had, and they were clearly ahead in comparison to Pakistan? Now it's a 50-50 contest when these two teams meet?
Oh, yes, I think perhaps the turnaround started in that Champions Trophy final where India against Pakistan. The Pakistanis dominated, scored 300 runs after India opted to field after winning the toss. So I think that's where the scenario changed. And now you can say it's even Stevens. It's a big game. It's a game that both teams know that if they win, as far as Pakistan's concerned, they're top of the group. India have to win this game. And otherwise, what will happen perhaps is that In case the match against Nepal gets washed out, and then they share points with Nepal, then India, unless they have scored really big runs in terms of net run rate, etc., might actually slip to third place. So I think this match therefore becomes very, very important, and it's a big game for both teams. But I wouldn't say the advantage lies with anybody. I think it is the team that takes its chances on the day that will come through.
That's a very interesting perspective that Mr. Gavaskar has just given. We keep talking about two India versus Pakistan encounters in this Asia Cup, possibly even the third if they play in the final. But as he points out, nothing is guaranteed. First, you have to go through the first stage. And going through that first stage, this game becomes very important, especially for India, because they play Nepal next. With the weather that is around, you never know if it's a washout. It becomes a bit tricky, and then run rate then comes into play in case India were to lose this particular game. So plenty of permutation, combination still to look forward to. For the moment, we'll focus on this game. And Harbhajan, I'll come to you. One thing that we've seen, and the reason for Pakistan's recent success against India has been their fast bowlers have done very well. Now, India's top order is the key in India winning games, and quite often we've seen the fast bowling lineup of Pakistan, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, Haris Rauf, get the better of those top three. Sometimes it's the top three that has got runs, sometimes they've got the wickets. How do India ensure that half an hour of madness does not happen, that half an hour of crazy play where the fast bowlers dominate and you end up losing top three? Then it becomes very tricky. How does India ensure that does not happen?
Well, I think it is simple to negotiate with the new ball with bit more carefully. So, Shaheen is someone who brings the ball back in, and Rohit has been getting out quite a lot on incoming balls from left-handers. So I think you need to be a bit watchful, and so is Virat Kohli and others as well. So once the new ball is seen and through, of course, then Virat, Rohit, and all the other batters can score those runs in rest of the overs. 50 overs, a lot of overs. So just negotiate. With the new ball, with the right intent. And of course, then later on, look to score those runs.
Sahi, that's an interesting point that Harbhajan is making. Negotiate is the word that he's using, and I'd want to pick your brains on that. Rohit Sharma in recent times has said that, we have to take the game on. We have to play aggressive cricket. We need to change the way that we are playing our white ball cricket. Do you think that approach changes when you play in these conditions in Sri Lanka? He alluded to that. He said, we'll have to draw from our experience of having played in these conditions, and then I'll leave it up to these experienced batters to then take a call what is their approach. But do you think the more prudent way to play here in Sri Lanka is be a bit cautious, maybe play runner ball, and then try to accelerate later in the inning rather than go hammer and tongs right at the start?
Absolutely. Because right at the top is when the Pakistani bowler strength will be seen. When they will be getting the ball to swing, the ball is harder. There'll be a little more bounce in it. So clearly, I think that is the time that you've got to be a little bit watchful. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, all the batters, Shreyas Iyer, all these batters have that wonderful ability to make up for a slow start, if one might call it a slow start. A watchful start is probably the right word. And then they can make up for it. So clearly, I think looking to go hammer and tongs from the ball one doesn't work. We have seen that in the recent Ashes series as well. You've got to be, aggressive, but smartly aggressive. And, you do that, you get the boundary ball, you by all means hit it. But, when you're looking to go over the top with the ball moving, that is where you might miss time. So you've got to be just that bit careful while the ball is moving. That's all. And don't forget that there's a new ball at either end in a 50 overs game. So really you need to look at 5, 6, those 10 overs are the overs when you're really looking to, hit the boundaries rather than hit the sixes.
Okay, the perspective of how to play the new ball, nobody can give you better than Sunil Gavaskar, who, throughout his career played against the new ball. And that's a very interesting point that he speaks about, as to, give yourself time, get ready to play a bit longer, build on that innings, and then you always have time to accelerate the run rate. In fact, Rohit Sharma said for himself, that over the last couple of years, he's tried to be overly aggressive. Maybe he needs to change that and find the right balance. The word that he used was balance. So we'll see whether that change of approach is visible from the Indian team. I think even Pakistan might just opt for that particular approach at the moment. We'll be taking a break very shortly, but before I go on to that break, one question to Harbhajan. Harbhajan, the toss is going to happen shortly. We'll get to know the playing 11 in about a couple of minutes from now. Ishan Kishan most likely is going to play. If he's in the 11, which we think he will be, where do you think is the best place for him to bat?
Well, I think he'll have to bat at number 5. I think, Shreyas is making a comeback and Shreyas will bat at 4. Virat is obviously your obvious choice at number 3. But you can use him as a floating opener as well. If the wicket falls early in the first couple of overs, then you can send Ishan Kishan up the order to take care of that power play. And if you don't want to do that, then he'll have to probably bat at number 5, because then you have later on Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja as a finisher of the game, finishing the game for India.
Okay. Harbhajan Singh, Sunny Gavaskar will keep giving us those live updates. Let me quickly give you a live update from here in Palakkale as well. It started to drizzle again, but very minor drizzle at the moment. I mean, it's not even that much of a rain that I need to look for shelter. So I can even stand here, do my live with my gadgets on. So this is the kind of drizzle that you're getting here continuously. Should not hamper the toss, should not hamper play. So that's the latest update as far as the weather is concerned from Palakkale. And just as I speak, that drizzle has also disappeared. We are showing you visuals right now from Jammu, and these are our army personnel also gearing up for this India versus Pakistan clash. They've made all their preparations and they are waiting in eagerness to be watching that India versus Pakistan clash.
हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो. चलो next.
From north to the south of India. Unfortunately, at the moment, I'm from a remote location, so I can't see those lovely visuals, but I'm happy that all our viewers right now are enjoying those visuals that we're bringing to you right from across the country. From Jammu, we're taking you to Bangalore a short while ago, to Mumbai, to Patna, everywhere. Sunny Gavaskar is still with us. Because I made that reference to the rain a bit, just try and explain to us, what is the captain thinking when there is a scenario like this? More often than not, you say in slow conditions, in a pressure game, win the toss, bat first, put up a total. But then in a situation like we have today, where it's expected to rain on and off throughout the day, and maybe rain a lot more towards the second half, and Duckworth-Lewis is going to come into play, what does the captain do then? It's in a catch-22 situation, which is the way that most captains then tend to lean.
Yes, I think if rain is predicted, then you're clearly thinking of batting second, because that gives you an advantage of knowing how many runs to score at what time. Once the Duckworth-Lewis thing comes into play, because look, for an hour you will not lose any overs. If the game is delayed by an hour, till then you don't lose any overs. After that you start losing overs. So clearly I think you've got to take that into account, and the fact that if it's raining, the outfield might be just a little bit slow to start with. Because the ball won't travel that much. The ball will be wet as well, but you want to look at the fact that you want to field first.
Okay, Saibhai, we've got an update right now from inside the stadium, and the toss has just taken place. And first moment for Indian fans to cheer, because Rohit Sharma has won the toss. And interestingly, Rohit Sharma has decided to bat, and this is exactly what I was talking with Mr. Gavaskar. It's a bit of a catch-22 situation in a game where rain is expected. Do you bat second because of Duckworth-Lewis? Do you bat first because you want to put up a good total on board? Saibhai, what do you make of Rohit's decision of batting first? And just as I speak, the sun is out for the very first time here in Palakkale.
So obviously, Rohit has got a connection with the weather forecast, and so he knows that it might not rain later on, and therefore he's looking to bat first and put runs on the board. And so always runs on the board, even if it's 180 and 200, that's always pressure on the team chasing, because if they lose early wickets, then the doubts start to creep in. So I think that's probably what he wants to do against Pakistan in a big game like this. You want to bat first and put runs on the board. So not being there in Pallekele, not knowing exactly what the conditions are, I think that's the safe option to take.
Okay, Saibhai, I will get back to you with our playing 11s and then get Sunny Gavaskar's thoughts on the playing 11 too. For the moment, let's take you across live to New Delhi. My colleague Nitin Srivastav is joining us live. I'm sure Delhiites, like the rest of the country, Nitin, are waiting in all eagerness for this encounter. What are the preparations that you see around you?
As always, the Delhi Heights are excited for this game, India versus Pakistan, and now especially when India is opted to goal first. I am joined by some young cricketers, and we are expecting today that India is going to win against Pakistan, because they all know and they are really aware that it is a preparatory camp. As far as the World Cup is concerned, they also want to see Shubman Gill hitting this score, Virat Kohli getting century, Rohit Sharma, and especially Ishan Kishan, because he is now in the squad. So let's talk to them and understand what exactly they are thinking about this team. So, आपका नाम क्या है?
प्रियांशु कुमार।
ओके प्रियांशु, आप इंडिया पाकिस्तान एशिया कप का पहला मुकाबला भारत के लिए कितना बड़ा मुकाबला, धड़कनें तेज है?
बहुत एक ऐसे को इंडिया और पाकिस्तान बहुत ही कंट्रोवर्सी रहती है, और वैसे आज इंडिया पक्का जीतेगी, डेफिनेटली जीतेगी, क्योंकि विराट कोहली है। डेफिनेटली कोई टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है इंडिया को। वैसे पाकिस्तान काफी अच्छी टीम है, उनके पास बहुत अच्छे पेसर्स है, शाहीन है, नसीम है, लेकिन विराट है, उसके नीचे सबके सब है। कोई टेंशन नहीं है इंडिया को, विराट है, रोहित है, शुभमन है, आराम से जीतेगी इंडिया। बस बारिश है जो कि पाकिस्तान को बचा सकता है, और कोई नहीं बचा सकता पाकिस्तान को।
लेकिन वो भी होता है ना कि प्रेशर तो होता ही, ऑब्वियसली इंडिया पाकिस्तान भले बड़े बड़े खिलाड़ी, बड़े बड़े नाम है, इनफॉर्म प्लेयर्स है, पाकिस्तान ने भी अच्छी लाइनअप अपनी रखी हुई है, लेकिन प्रेशर और खास तौर से वर्ल्ड कप को ध्यान में रखना
डेफिनेटली एशिया कप या कोई भी हो मैच, वो हर मैच में प्रेशर अब्सॉर्ब करके रन बनाते हैं। वैसे रोहित शर्मा और वो काफी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है, उनके ऊपर प्रेशर का कोई लेना देना नहीं है।
हमारे पास एक नन्ही फैन भी है, क्या नाम है आपका?
गीतांजलि,
आप डू यू वांट टू विश इंडियन टीम?
यस,
टेल देम विश देम लक।
मैं चाहती हूँ कि इंडिया जीते, आराम से इंडिया जीतेगी। कोहली भी है, सब है, सारे बॉलर्स घुमा के मारेंगे पाकिस्तान को।
Well, of course, that is what we also are expecting from Indian side. आपको क्या लगता है आज इंडिया की तरफ से की प्लेयर कौन होगा? विराट कोहली, रोहित शर्मा, ईशान, कौन है?
मेरे हिसाब से विराट कोहली और रोहित शर्मा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेंगे। अगर उन्होंने अच्छे स्कोर स्टार्टिंग में स्कोर किया तो इंडिया जीत सकती है, क्योंकि दोनों टीम स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो हम चाहते हैं कि आज इंडिया ही जीते।
पाकिस्तान की तरफ से अगर आपको एक प्लेयर चूज करना हो जिसने ओवर द इयर्स जो है या पिछले कुछ 5-6 मुकाबलों में भारतीय टीम को परेशान किया है, आपको लगता है कौन है वो?
शाहीन अफरीदी पहले ओवर के विकेट लेते हैं, हमारे लिए प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है। बस वो ये की प्लेयर जिनके हमें खेल लेंगे तो आगे इंडिया खेल जाएगी।
चलिए, बुमराह की भी वापसी हुई है, बुमराह पे भी बात कर लेते हैं। उनसे कितनी उम्मीदें? आयरलैंड में हमने देखा उनको, लेकिन यहाँ अब ओडीआई की बारी है।
बुमराह आज अच्छा परफॉर्म कर लेंगे, क्योंकि वो बहुत टाइम में फॉर्म में है, तो वो अच्छी बॉल फेंक देखा आयरलैंड के 2 विकेट ली, तो आज भी अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे वो।
So as you can see, Nikhil, the fans here in Delhi are super excited. They all know that it is a clash between India and Pakistan, and the only thing which they want is Indian teams win.
Okay, Nitin, thank you so much for joining us live from Delhi and bringing us those voices of Indian fans. I can gauge from the excitement levels in their voices that they're all eagerly looking forward to this big India versus Pakistan encounter. Sunny Gavaskar still live with us. Sunny bhai, we've just heard from the Pakistan captain Babar Azam as well, who said at the toss that had he won the toss, he would have also decided to bat first. I'm guessing a lot of that has to do with the fact that under lights, the ball tends to swing a lot here. We saw that in the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh game. It was a low scoring encounter, all right. It was a slowish pitch, all right. But we did see the fast bowlers get a lot of swing under the light. And because we are close to the mountain here, the air is much cooler here. Do you think all of those factors would have gone in that bat when the sun is out?
Yes. Not that the ball will swing a little bit less because of that, because, the quality of the new ball attack in both the teams is top class, world class. So I don't think they rely too much on the atmosphere. Clearly, yes, I think if it's overcast, it will probably mean that, as far as the batters are concerned, sometimes they like to play in bright light, because bright light, you can see the ball that much better, even if it's a white ball. So I don't think that's going to be much of a difference because both these new ball attacks are absolutely world class. So they'll both the batters of both the teams will have to be watchful in those first 10 overs when the ball will be hard in you. But the two balls will be hard in you.
Okay. Oh, that's true. That's true. Now you get those 25 overs per side. We're still waiting for the playing 11 of the Indian team. Pakistan playing 11, we already know. They announced it on the eve of the game. Indian playing 11, we know what the expected playing 11 is going to be. You don't expect too many changes. So we'll have the playing 11 up on our screens as soon as we get to know exactly the 11 that Rohit Sharma has selected. But Sahi bhai, just on that subject, because Pakistan has made no changes, they've announced their 11 on the eve. It's the exact same team that played their first game versus Nepal. What does that signify to you? You know, considering the fact that Pakistan has been playing a lot of white ball cricket just leading into this game. They played that one game of Asia Cup, a series here in Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan. India, on the other hand, coming a bit cold, coming from a training camp, all right. But this entire team's not really played together when it comes to white ball cricket for some time now.
I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I think the fact that they've had a 15-day break, all the top players, they didn't go to Ireland. All the top players having a 15-day break is actually going to make them fresh and raring to go. And, it will mean that, they will be starting to peak at the right time. So I don't think that should make much of a difference. Yes, I think if you're in rhythm like Pakistan has been, then it always is a help because you know what your form is, you know what your core combination can be. So that's totally understandable.
We have the playing 11, the India playing 11. Let's quickly update you with that. Unexpected lines, as we had said. The top three. I'm not going to dwell much into that, of Shubman, Virat, as well as Rohit Sharma. You've got Shreyas Iyer in the team, the wicket-keeper batsman, as we had been reporting for a long time right now, was going to be Ishan Kishan. It is Ishan Kishan, your wicket-keeper batter. Then you've got Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, no surprises there. The second spinner, Kuldeep Yadav, no surprise there as well. Yeah, there was a question mark over whether India play three spinners or play three fast bowlers. So India have decided to play three fast bowlers. That means Akshar Patel hasn't made it. So your three fast bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah was definitely going to be there. Mohammad Siraj has made it. And Shardul Thakur is your third fast bowler. The fourth fast bowler duty, of course, Hardik Pandya is going to fulfill those. But there's no Mohammad Shami. There is no Akshar Patel in the 11. And this was pretty much the 13 everyone was looking at. We've now zeroed in on the 11 that Indian captain Rohit Sharma has decided to go with. Sunny Gavaskar still live with us. Sahi bhai, because of the match that we saw, that again I keep referring to it, the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh game, that was completely spin-friendly conditions. So there was a school of thought that maybe if there is a place where you can play three spinners, it has to be here in Sri Lanka at Palakkale. The Indian team has not done that. What do you think could be the reasoning behind it? Either they've gone in with their best bowling lineup, is that the thought process, irrespective of the condition? Or do you think, no, the pitches also differ? What may have happened in one match in terms of the strip that was on offer could be very different to what is offered in this match, in the same ground, all right, but the conditions could be very different, and that is what this is signifying, the team selection? Sunny bhai, can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought you were saying something. I didn't know you were asking me something.
No. Okay, Sunny bhai, the question was that we know that India have not gone in with three spinners. They've gone in with... No problem. I'll ask you once again. I was updating with the playing 11, so I'll ask you that once again. Not a problem at all. We now know that the Indian team have gone with three fast bowlers in Shardul, Siraj and Jasprit Bumrah. There was a school of thought there that maybe going with three spinners, looking at that earlier game between Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. The Indian team haven't done that. What does that tell you about the conditions that will be on offer today?
Well, they've gone, I think, with an attack which they think that will work for them. We don't have to do what the other teams do. We're going to do what our team needs. So what Bangladesh does or what Sri Lanka does is completely out of the question. I think we have to now get to the situation where we focus on our team and not the opposition. So you pick the best team, what you think is the best team for the day, So by picking Shardul Thakur, who can get the ball to move around a little bit, what it does because of his batting ability, they've also added a little more depth to their batting. Clearly, yes, at number 9 or number 8, if you need Shardul Thakur's batting, then your top batters have not done the job. But I think this attack is perfectly capable with Hardik Pandya also chipping in with some bowling. I think this attack is capable of using the conditions in their favor.
The other question was around Mohammad Shami, because if you pick it, as you said, you got to see what works best for your team. Forget about the conditions and how other teams are looking at it. If you were to look at India's best 5 bowlers, most would put Mohammad Shami there. He recently finished an IPL as the highest wicket taker. However, he still doesn't make the 11. Do you think it is Shardul's batting that goes in his favour and the balance that the Indian team is looking at? That's why Shardul gets that nod ahead of a Shami. Otherwise, Shami in most bowling attacks would be a top pacer.
Well, I think one of the things that you have to take into account is that Shami wasn't there in the West Indies for the one-day series, if I recall correctly. So I think that long break is probably the reason why they haven't given him a go in a big game like this, in a game against, and that's why they've taken Siraj, who's played well, who was in the West Indies, who bowled exceedingly well in the Test matches. Yes, he was also given a break from the one-day games, but he's played a lot more than the Mohammad Shami has, and therefore I think Siraj has got the nod over Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami, in case against Nepal, I'm pretty certain Mohammad Shami will come back in the team. Because you want to look at bowlers with some miles under their belt. Jasprit Bumrah, having played in Ireland, looking fresh, having not played for India for a long time, will be really, really raring to go. So yes, I think that is probably the reason why Shami has been left out. And like I said earlier on, Shardul Thakur and Hardik Pandya will probably bowl the 5th bowler's quota, between them. And Thakur is capable of stonking some runs at number 8. So I think that's why he's got the number.
Okay, Sai Gavaskar, thank you so much for giving that perspective of what is it and what is the thought process that India may have gone through while picking this 11. And this probably at the moment seems like the best balanced 11 that the Indian team could pick. Now, this is live from Palakkale. Behind me, you could see a sea of supporters all heading inside the stadium. The good news is the toss has happened on time. The first ball will be bowled on time. Yes, it's cloudy, but it's not threatening to rain, as has been the case throughout this morning here in Palakkale. So good news coming your way. You're going to see a lot of cricket today. Maybe not a full 100 overs, but at least an official legal match. Sunil Gavaskar, thanks so much for joining us on this live broadcast. I'm afraid that's all the time that we have on our special program, Road to the World Cup, building up to that big India versus Pakistan game. But a reminder, keep tuning into India Today throughout the day, because we'll be bringing you live updates. We'll have a special show in the middle of the innings and of course a long one right at the end of the game. So we'll see you then. For the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off.